All right, it's about 1 minute until we start our conversation for the evening. We're here for a good time, y'all. Not a long time. If you're here, just drop a hello in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from. Hello, hello. Jemima, hello. Hey, Shaquille. Jemima, hey. We got about a minute left before we get started, y'all. Let me know if you can hear the music. Drop a yes in the chat if you can hear that music. I'm testing this out. Welcome if you just joined us. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from. Hello, hello. Maybe y'all can't hear the music, which is okay. I gotta fix that next time. All right, San Francisco in the building. We got Delaware in the building as well. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining during this quick live chat. I'm your host, Autumn Green, founder of My Stewardship Journey, and I teach people how to lead and build financial systems for their life so that life doesn't steal their future. And so I'm so glad that you have made the space and the time for the next 20 minutes to enjoy this conversation that I'm going to have with you. Today, we're going to do a total mindset shift. And so, if you're a working professional, especially if you are an early to mid career professional who earns enough, you cover your basic needs every month, and you can also cover some of your wants every month. Excuse me, you're in the right place. So go ahead and drop where you're joining from in the chat. Go ahead and drop where you're joining from in the chat. Continue to do so. Like I said, I saw San Francisco in the building. We got Delaware in the building as well, and New York as well. All right. So we are going to address today why you feel like you're running on a financial hamster wheel. We also got Pennsylvania in the building. Awesome. All right. So today we're going to address why you feel like you're running on a financial hamster wheel, right? You're not making the progress that you would like, or you're wondering where all the money went at the end of the month, right? If any of this resonates with you, I want you to give me a yes in the chat, right? You're running on this financial hamster wheel. You're not making the progress you would like. You're earning enough to cover your needs, some of your wants every month, but you could get further ahead. You could be moving a lot quicker than you actually are. I see some yeses in the chat. Thank you for that energy. So today we're going to be busting the 5 biggest blocks that are preventing you from building wealth on the road to your first million. And we actually go deep on how to replace these beliefs with a real system in my free training that's coming up later on this week. And so if you haven't registered for that live training, I'm going to drop the link to that in the chat just so you have it. But if you're already registered, go ahead and drop a registered in the chat so I know that you're ready to go. You're ready to go, and I'll see you there on Thursday. Drop a registered in the chat. All right. So the link to register is in the chat, but if you've already registered, amazing, amazing. Registered and tired of struggling, I hear. Some folks are already registered. Thank you, Daniel R. Sugar Honey Spice, registered, and I'm tired of struggling. Lisa Lange says I'm registered. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so I'm told you I'm going to be here for a good time, not a long time. I know you're busy, you're working professional, so let's get to it. Today's focus is all about setting you up to maximize that training that's coming up on Thursday, the road to your first million, and the resources later on that will be shared in that training on Thursday. And so, with that, we're going to start with number one, right? The first block on the road to your first million is this: I should be further along by now, but I'm the only one struggling, right? That belief. I see clients saving face every single day, projecting success because they don't want to disappoint anyone, right? Maybe you're the first in your family to earn as much as you do. And so that is pressure enough, right? To not mess this up. And I can speak from personal experience being the first in my family to reach new economic milestones, right? Maybe you think if I could just hold this image that I've got it together financially, eventually the problem will go away, right? I actually think about a client who I had. She had debt that she didn't want to face, right? She kept the statements unopened for 2 years. And if you asked her, she would have told you, well, listen, Autumn, I'm protecting my peace because I don't want to look at that. But the reality is, she wasn't protecting her peace. She was protecting the fantasy that the problem wasn't real. And when she finally looked 2 years later, the debt had grown from 8,000 to 12,000, and she hadn't added a single new charge, right? And so that $4,000 was the compound effect of silence multiplying in the dark. And so the need to save face is the most expensive expense that you will have. You are sacrificing your actual long term peace for a temporary moment of comfort. And that money problem is growing in the dark while you're projecting success, right? Go ahead and drop a talking to me in the chat if I'm talking to somebody. I need some energy in the chat. I just want to know if this is resonating with anybody. Go ahead and drop a talking to me, a yes, something. Drop a something in the chat. 100%. I see it coming through. Thank you. So this is resonating, right? So here's the thing. The moment you decide to drop the act and get clarity, that is your first most powerful act of financial leadership. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it is okay. It is okay that you earn enough to cover your needs and some wants. It is okay that you earn a livable wage. It is okay that you earn a great salary, but you're not sure how to manage it. Honesty is the only solution to that expensive silence and the fastest path to action. Now, you might be wondering, why does this shame and silence keep happening? Well, it's because of block number 2. But before I get to block number 1, go ahead and drop into the chat if you remember what that block number 1 was. What did I say? What was block number 1? Let's just make sure we following along here. I don't want to lose y'all. I don't want to lose y'all. Block number 1. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yep, the need to save face, the need to save face, right? We cannot save face and pretend that everything is okay. The first thing is honesty. Honesty is the solution to acknowledging that you are not where you want to be. So, block number 2, the financial literacy trap. Listen to this. We are told that the problem is a deficit of knowledge, right? If I just had more knowledge about money, my problems would disappear. If I just had more money knowledge, my money problems would disappear. Well, let me tell you this. I had a client who had all the knowledge, right? She could clearly articulate the purpose of saving. She could clearly articulate that her goal was to actually save. But when it came time for her to fall into a windfall of cash, and I'm talking thousands of dollars, and it came time for her to write a plan for that money, guess what? Can anybody guess what happened? Yeah, she had no line item for savings. She was about to absorb that money right back into her old habits and distractions, right, of our consumerist society. And thankfully, she didn't, though, right? But she avoided it because she had a system there to execute on her knowledge. And so, if you want to learn about how this system works, I want you to join that upcoming webinar. If you're not already registered, go ahead and join that upcoming webinar that we have on Thursday coming up, right? So, she was stuck in this financial literacy trap. This is block number 2. Financial literacy trap is this: 1, you know what to do. Number 2, you fail to do it consistently. Number 3, you're overwhelmed. And so you seek more knowledge or literacy, or you're overwhelmed and you just avoid it altogether. And number 4, the cycle perpetuates, right? That is the financial literacy trap. The problem is not knowledge. You don't need more workshops. You need better systems, friend. You know enough. Somebody drop a I know enough in the chat. I know enough. You know enough to execute on what you know. You know enough to execute on what you know. And so here is what happens when you finally break through that financial literacy trap. Let's say number 1, you get clear, you get honest on the fact that you're not where you want to be financially. 2, you break through that financial literacy trap. Here is the first thing that I hear working professionals say. First thing, especially early to mid-career professionals. Block number 3, here it is. I need more money to make progress, so I just have to wait. I just need more money. to make progress. So I just have to wait. Now, I'm specifically speaking to those of you who earn enough to cover your needs and some of your wants every month. If that's you, I want you to listen closely. If you think I just need to get a raise, once these gas and grocery prices stop kicking my behind, then I can actually afford to invest in my future. You think the money needs to magically appear before you can act. And so did my client with that windfall of cash. She thought the same thing until she actually came into a windfall of cash and almost fumbled the ball, right? Without the system, the money would have disappeared like a regular paycheck. I had another client, she spent 20% of her income, y'all, on subscriptions that she doesn't even use. But if you asked her, she said, I need more money. I just need more money. Now, don't get me wrong. More money is great. More money is great, but more money doesn't solve your problems. It only amplifies your habits. I'll say that again. That's a word. That's a gem. More money doesn't solve your problems. It amplifies your habits. And so think of it like a leaky bucket, right? If water is leaking out, do you say, oh, I need more water? If you got a leaky bucket and water is leaking out, do you say, I need more water? No, you fill the leak, right? You seal the leak. The same applies to your money. So before you assume that money is the solution to your money problems, I want you to ask yourself, what is my money leak? How many times are you fumbling the ball or leaking money and you don't even realize it? And so I challenge you, right? I challenge you to take no more than 5 minutes. Look at your month of bank statements, just 1 month. Just skim it, 5 minutes. Look at the money that went to impulse spending. Look at the money that went to escape spending. Look at the money that went when you were stressed, right? The money that went to all the things that it should not have gone to. That money is real. That money is real. Sugar Honey Spice says, what is my money leak? That's the question you need to ask yourself, right? So all of that money, you're looking at your month of bank expenses, right? Impulse spending, escape spending, all the places where your money went and it should not have gone. What does that show you? Well, I'll tell you this. It doesn't show you the following. Here are the following lies. When you look at those statements, right? It doesn't show you that you can't afford a solution. It doesn't show you that you can't afford to invest in your future and buy back your time. It also doesn't show you that you can't afford to make progress. The truth is, it showed you that you were already paying for the problem. You were paying for the problem. And I call this the money leak tax, right? You are paying the money leak tax. That's what that's showing you. Now, I am not, please don't get me wrong, I'm not selling you on the rice and beans lifestyle. Shoot, I don't even live that lifestyle. Why would I teach it, right? But money is meant to be enjoyed. You can absolutely enjoy your money now and still progress financially. But for those of you who think more money is your first solution, listen here. Listen here. If you think that more money is your first solution, the truth is you already had more money. Friend, you already had more money, and that more money was absorbed by your money leak tax, right? The money to invest in your solution is currently funding your problem, which is your money leaks. And some of you don't even know what your money leaks are. You don't even know what's costing you because you refuse to look, which goes back to the block number 1 that I mentioned. You got to get honest about where you are. That silence is the most expensive expense that you have. So this is where you have to drop the act. Drop the act. Think about it. I don't repair my car myself, right? I hire an expert, right? Because my safety matters more than saving face and trying to fix my car to drive safely on the road. Your financial safety demands the same honesty. The investment in a system is the buyout price of your fear. It's the buyout price of the money leak tax that you continue to pay. And so the first true investment you make isn't money. It's the commitment to a solution that seals those money leaks. It's the commitment to a solution that aligns with the future that you desire. It's getting to the point where you're so fed up and you say, I refuse to let myself get played like this. I refuse to let my money continue to leak in places that it's not supposed to go, right? That commitment is the first step. I'm committed to funding my progress of what I currently earn. That is the first commitment of financial leadership, not more money. And so here's another block that deals with the day-to-day effort, right? So we talked about getting honest. That's block number 1. Anybody remember block number 2? Go ahead and drop that in the chat if you remember block number 2. Yes, commitment, Shaquana says. Block number 2. The financial literacy trap. Come on, somebody listening. Let's go. All right. What's number three? Did anybody catch number three? Number three. Number three. Number three. Number three. I'll give you a few more seconds before I move on. Number three. We talked about the money leak tax. The money leak tax. I need more money. Exactly. The money leak tax. Exactly. And so now that we've talked about that money leak tax, I want to tell you about the next one. Block number 4. I have a good budgeting system. I just need to stick to the routine. This is the mental block number 4. I have a good budgeting system. I just need to stick to the routine. You have a routine. You check, maybe you check your account, right? You check your account, you pay your bills, you save, and you believe that if you fail with this or you're inconsistent, you tend to blame your own lack of discipline, right? Oh, I just need to be more disciplined. I just need more discipline. Well, I had another client, I'll tell you, I had another client who had a solid routine, but the routine vanished when her tire blew out or when she ordered takeout for 3 days. And it's not that she wasn't undisciplined, it was just that her routine was too fragile, right? And so here's the truth: routines are too fragile, systems are better. A system, here's the difference: a system has a built in feedback loop, a system has points of reflection, and a system has flexibility so that you stay on track even when you're tired. And a system also adjusts for the unknown, right? It plans for the unknown because the unknown is expected, right? We don't build we don't build success on discipline. We build it on better design. We don't build success on discipline. We build it on better design. And so that brings us to the most dangerous block of them all, right? We just talked about we don't build success on discipline. We build it on better design. The last block is thinking that you have more time. The last block is thinking that you have more time. The biggest financial risk is thinking that you have unlimited time, right? You've seen the 4 blocks that are actively costing you money right now. And we're running this free high value training this week that is happening. If you're not registered, what are you waiting for, right? Stop suffering in silence to save face. That's block number 1. Get out of the financial literacy trap. That's block number 2. Number 3, stop paying the money leak tax and stop relying on more money to arrive before you act, right? And lastly, stop relying on routines. Systems are where your financial breakthrough lives. So the link to register for our upcoming training on December 4th is in the chat. If you haven't registered already, I'm just dropping it one more time in the chat. I saw y'all drop the registered in the chat. And so with that, folks, that was the 5 blocks to the road to your first million. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope to see y'all later on this week. That was just a taste test of what you're going to get later on this week. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, y'all.